trigger for BTS's revival after military service. Not RM the leader, nor Jin the oldest Hyung who returned to the public first, but instead Jungkook, the golden magne, the boy who used to be the youngest, most loved, and most often called BTS's youngest child. But now, many say, he's the only key to opening a new chapter of the BTS era. Is it true that Jungkook will be the leader of this massive movement? Or is this just the fans' expectations being too high? We will discuss everything thoroughly, theoretically, and very deeply. Okay, let's get to the root of the problem. BTS is a group that is not only big in Korea, but also dominates the global stage. But as you know, military service is a crucial moment for every boy group, including BTS. Many big groups lose momentum due to long hiatuses due to military service. But strangely, military service actually emphasizes the existence of each BTS member, especially Jungkook. Why Jungkook? Why not RM or Suga, who are more senior and have more mature production experience? The answer really lies in the public identity transition he's undergone in the past 2 years, especially since the release of his solo project, Golden. 1. Jungkook's transformation from magne to center figure. Back then, Jungkook was the magne, the youngest who followed his Hyungs around. But now, he's one of South Korea's most global artists, literally. He's got international appeal that's no joke, a voice that can cover any genre, and a stage presence that makes the stage look expensive. But more than that, he's shed his cute BTS little brother image and transformed into a standalone solo icon. And that's a big deal. Theoretically, this is called social position change in group dynamics. In social psychology, a member of a group who was once subordinate can experience an increase in social status within the group if he demonstrates the capability to inspire, lead, or represent the group in a new context. Well, Jungkook managed to achieve that through his hit solo project. He became the youngest K-pop artist to enter the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100. Songs like 7, Standing Next to You, and 3D are not only popular but also have a very strong international positioning. While other members explore more musically with idealism, Jungkook instead chooses a more accessible, global pop approach. This is important because BTS, since the Dynamite era, is no longer just a K-pop group, but a global brand. 2. BTS's post-military relaunch paradigm. BTS's post-military revival requires something more than just a reunion. They need a relaunching strategy, and this is usually referred to in the management world as post-hiatus rebranding. In this process, a company or entity will use the most publicly relevant figure to be the main face. And right now, who else is more suitable than Jungkook? His visuals are still young, his energy is suitable for rebranding, and most importantly, he has not lost his public appeal at all. Even when he was in a low-profile period, Jungkook's name always appeared in trending topics. 3. The Golden Bridge. Jungkook as a connection of eras. One thing that makes Jungkook even more significant is his role as a generation bridge. He still has a connection to BTS's early era, when they were still underground and idealistic. But he also represents a new spirit that is more universal, lighter, more expansive. You could say, he is the golden bridge that can connect BTS's I Need You era with BTS's Permission to Dance era. And now, he is expected to be a bridge to a new era, a post-military era that is more mature and more oriented towards long-term global influence. 4. Expectations versus reality. Is it not overwhelming? But is it realistic to expect one person to lead the revival of the entire group? The answer is yes and no. Structurally, BTS still has a formation with RM as the leader. But if we talk about the driving force or the driving force for a comeback, then Jungkook's role is very vital. This is similar to the concept of framing theory in communication science. Jungkook currently has a frame as a symbol of revival, and this frame shapes how people view BTS's future revival. But these expectations can also be dangerous. Excessive pressure can create the phenomenon of burnout, or more extreme, identity fatigue, fatigue from being forced to be a symbol or public expectation. Jungkook once said he is not Superman, but the internet always thinks he is. But wait, if Jungkook is the key, does that mean the others are just supporters? Not really. This is where we start to see the unique dynamics that only BTS has. You have to understand, Jungkook's position as the trigger for revival doesn't mean he's alone. This isn't about being a solo hero, but more like the first fire that ignites gasoline, and the gasoline is all the BTS members. 1. The domino effect of Jungkook's energy. In many teams, there is one member whose function is not as a formal leader, but as a driver of emotion and atmosphere. Jungkook has that. His charisma, energy, and ability to infect enthusiasm to others are what keeps BTS alive even when they're not active as a group. Imagine this. You have one candle that's still burning brightly in a dark room. Once everyone returns from military service, this candle will light the others. And the only candle that has never gone out since the hiatus. Yes, it's him, Jungkook. If we take it to the concept of group theory in psychology, this is similar to the term emotional contagion, which is how the emotions of one individual can be contagious and affect the emotional state of a group of people. Jungkook is not only productive in his work, but he also injects enthusiasm through optimistic signals. And that is quite important in forming the mental foundation for BTS's comeback. 2. Possible BTS format evolution. Now, this is the more interesting part. You might think BTS's comeback will be like before: 7 people, full team choreography, giant stages, and exciting moments. But most likely, all that will change. With each member already exploring their solo identity, BTS will likely evolve into a more fluid and flexible format. Maybe not all songs will be performed by the full team. Maybe there will be permanent subunits, or member combinations that change more often. And at this point, Jungkook can really be an anchor. He can perform solo, he can duet, he can be the center of the unit. He is the type of artist who is adaptive, and that is gold in the modern entertainment world. In business theory, this is called modular branding, where one big brand, in this case, BTS, is divided into modules that can stand alone, but still strengthen each other. Like Lego. And Jungkook? He could be the most versatile Lego piece. 3. The undeniable Jungkook effect phenomenon. You know what? Even without crazy promotions, Jungkook's every move can change the trend. He eats bread? Sold out. He wears perfume? Sold out in a day. He sings an old song live? The song can rise on the global chart. This is not an ordinary fan base. This is mass influence. And this influence is what makes many industry analysts believe BTS must start with Jungkook when they come back. Because he already has the spotlight, just need to be shifted to the group. HYBE must understand that this is not just about music. This is about social power. If Jungkook appears in the first teaser of BTS's comeback, then the emotional resonance that arises will immediately hit. Not just ARMY, but also the media, brands, and even the public who may have long since abandoned K-pop. And you have to remember, in the world of marketing, the most expensive concept is not exposure, but relevance. And Jungkook is still relevant. Even more relevant. 4. Is this the Jungkook era? This question keeps popping up on forums. Is this the BTS era? Or the Jungkook era? Maybe the answer is, this is the BTS era through Jungkook. Like a relay runner passing the baton to the next runner, all the members have passed the momentum to Jungkook at the end before his military service. He ran, carrying the name of BTS, not just himself. And later, when everyone is back, he will pass the baton back to the team. Together, they will run again. And if this narrative is successfully constructed maturely, with Jungkook's role as the spark, then BTS's revival is not only possible, but inevitable.